LSU wants, made the Sweet 16. I mean, like, there's.
I
think if
they made the Final Four too. I mean,
if they could,
No, you're talking about Wade.
Wait,
Oh,
I'm
you're
talking
talking
Wade.
about-
I'm
okay,
talking
okay.
Wade. I'm talking Wade.
Yeah, but we'll see how he does now that everybody else can pay players too.
True, that's true. But I like the ACC hiring coaches.
Oh yeah, definitely. You want them to have better coaches.
with head coaching experience and some proven results. And so getting in Wade, getting in Odom for Virginia, which they're saying today is going to happen. I mean, those are two great hires.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
No, Kirk. We won't know the game time until the end of tonight.
Do they wait and decide later like that?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yes, TBD. Yeah.
I mean, I'd likely say Duke gets the night game or evening game. Sunday probably 4 or 6. I would guess 6. Make your way in. Hey, where the comments at? Where y'all at, man?
Who's the other Raleigh game? It's Tennessee and what's the other side of the Raleigh?
Florida. UConn.
Oh, it's Florida, UConn.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, UNC can't rebound for shit. Oh my God, Ole Miss is playing volleyball with it.
Hey, it could be Florida, Oklahoma.
Hell no.
could be Norfolk State, Oklahoma.
Duke is getting the prime time. They always get the prime time.
Oh no, I wasn't saying about the timing. I meant the team.
Oh, okay.
I meant the team could be different.
Oh, okay. Let me get this out. Hold on. Duke.
Guys, come on in quick. I got to get to the bar. Rapido. Muy rapido.
Sunday. Let's get it started. Let's here's this damn intro.
The three of you guys, man, thank you for what you guys do, and appreciate you guys having me on.
We were trying not to score and everything. We got about 33s or something.
Yeah, I mean, we kind of felt that. We kind of feed off that energy.
This place is amazing. Like I really love Duke, and I love the atmosphere I'm in here.
Mark Williams, beast mode. Paolo first half, he had the cramping stuff. Fair enough. Beast mode.
We're back. Beast mode.
I got to get to another game so I can go on another rant and not have our opening credits mention the Paolo cramping over and over again. We need a new. I need a new one.
Oh man.
Maybe next week.
Who
got hurt for UNC just now?
Jalen Withers.
Withers?
It didn't look good at all. Jalen Withers.
Oh yeah, I see that.
You don't want to see that.
That didn't look good at all.
Sheesh.
Don't want to see that.
But yes, welcome to the Crazy Cast. March Madness edition, first game. Duke gets it done, blows out Mount St. Mary's 93-49. Cooper Flagg returns, looks pretty good. Not all the way there, but he looks pretty good. Tyrese Proctor cooks, continuing his ACC championship performance. And yeah, we got some duds today from people, and they still won by 44. Fellas, what's good, man? How y'all feeling?
Brian, you want to go first?
I mean, feels good. I mean, I was telling Zion earlier, I'm always nervous before that first game. Always nervous because that's the one, if you lose, it hangs with you for the rest of your life. So, and obviously nothing said that Duke would lose that game, but I still get worried. But yeah, the performances, considering they got, not much from Khan, not much from Isaiah. Yeah, hell of a win.
Yeah, I mean, we're playing a 16 seed. I know that that's not always a given, but I feel like it is a given unless your style of play has some potential downfalls, right? Like obviously Purdue plays a certain way, UVA slowing to a crawl. Duke doesn't really have the style of play where I was ever concerned about that. I honestly thought Mount St. Mary's would cover potentially, just given that I didn't know how much Flagg would play. I didn't know how much like Duke was going to look to get up the score and then just try to like make it healthy to the next game, which we've seen from some 1 seeds in the past. Especially when the spread is 32.5. I mean, like you could win by 30 and still not cover, right? So I'm still pretty impressed that I think our starters went out when we were maybe up like 35, like somewhere in there, and then just sort of kept at it, right? Kept cranking up the score. Pretty wild watching our guys like who don't play still running up the score against the starters of a conference champion, albeit a low major conference champion. Nothing much to say about the game itself, other than I hope Cooper continues to recuperate. We need I haven't even had a beer today, guys. Let's go. Hey, chill. So freaking crazy, man. Come on. So I want to see the jumper continue to look good. I know the first ones looked pretty rusty. He made at least 1 3. I can't see on the screen. He definitely got a 3 in though. Yeah, he just looked a little. What am I looking for? He had some temerity out there, right? He was not going full throttle, nor should he. But I want to see what he does next game, obviously, where we will need his athleticism or whatever we can muster out of 70% Coop or whatever he is right now.
Yeah, I thought where I saw it early on where he kind of looked. I don't know if it was hesitant. It could have been a little bit nervous with the ankle. I saw more on the defensive end. He wasn't as, I guess, aggressive, nor should he be. I mean, it's Mount St. Mary's. You don't need. I mean, I know we all worried about just losing in general, but this is not the game to be putting your body on the line. We even saw a couple fast breaks. He gave up a pass to Tyrese. Tyrese gave it back to him when he should have took the layup. He was trying to get it dunked for Coop. We saw Coop dunk already. The game was over. We didn't need all that. Yep. Don't put his body on the line when we got 5 more games to play. So yeah, I think I'm still confident in him Sunday. He'll be good enough to compete at a high level in a high stakes game, a high pressure game. But before we get to that game, because we got a lot to talk about with that game, definitely want to shout out Tyrese. Obviously, he's continued his shooting stretch. Brian, you made a good point actually before the show that tonight we did not get good shooting from Khan. Sion might have played his worst game as a Duke Blue Devil today. Isaiah couldn't hit anything, even wide open. Mason Gillis couldn't hit anything. They still shot 38% from deep as a team, hit 14 threes. Really should have been like 19, 18 at that point, and won by 44. So that's just that's just how good this team is. And I think it just speaks volumes about them. But Sunday. Here we go.
Sunday.
Here we go. The matchup that we knew was going to be scripted in January when Baylor started tanking. We knew we're about to get Jerry Roach. There's many layers to this game. There's many layers to the smallest layer, Cooper Flagg versus old point guard Rob Wright. Second layer is VJ Edgecombe pick Baylor over Duke. And obviously the biggest story, Jeremy Roach, who did not play in crunch time today. Very interesting.
I think didn't he get hurt at some point today?
Did he?
I know he went out at some point with not a major injury, but I think
it's happened a lot this year.
He's had like 2 concussions and like other. I mean, he's already coming off the bench because of the injuries. So
yeah. So we got the matchup that everybody wants to see. What are y'all thinking?
But what about the matchup with Baylor, or about all the storylines that you just mentioned?
Let's dive into the storylines before the specific matchup.
I mean, I don't think I have a problem with the storylines. I think that the Edgecombe one is the one that intrigues me the most, just because Edgecombe obviously has the athleticism to really hang. I really liked how he'd been playing down the stretch. He's also, I mean, Wright is definitely a very good freshman point guard. Like, he's very good. But he also is not good on defense at all, whereas Edgecombe can still make a difference on that side. So I think Edgecombe, coming out and playing like he's got some stuff to prove would be very interesting. I'm sure that's what Baylor fans are hoping for. I expect a high-scoring game, probably, if Baylor's making their shots like they did today. If they're not making their shots, then we really don't have much to worry about. Baylor's defense is really not impressive, especially in the half court, which is where Duke loves to play it. And in terms of Jeremy, I mean, look, respect due to a guy who gave us, some terrific years, but I mean, he played like 14 minutes today. He's had some like 18-minute, 20-minute games as of late. I don't know how much of that is residual injury stuff. I don't know how much of that is just once he went to the bench, Baylor sort of found a groove and a rotation that they like. I don't know how much of it is it's really hard to play both Wright and Roach at the same time due to size concerns. And when Wright has been playing the way he's been playing, that makes it hard to play Roach unless you want to completely punt defense. So I don't know. I think another one, Zion, that you didn't bring up that is a little interesting is Omir, who obviously used to play us.
That was going to be in my tweet. It was going to be in my, but I deleted it.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
Yeah, I think he's one who is interesting because him playing at the 5 means you've got some actions with man on him or big pad on him. And Omir can shoot some. He's pretty good in space, at least on the offensive end, he's good in space. So, that could be really interesting as well. He'll obviously be familiar with Duke from having played us before a few times. So, some interesting stuff. I think the spread opened up. I predicted it would be like 11 or 11.5. I think I saw that it was 11.5 when it opened. So points to me.
Points to me.
I'm not surprised that it's right around there. I think the most interesting angle is probably like the over for me than anything else. But yeah, we'll see. I'm excited. It's a good marquee matchup of schools that have been in the spotlight for a long time now.
For sure, Brian. What you think?
Yeah, I definitely think Baylor's going to try to be physical with Duke, especially Omir. He's going to try to get our guys into some foul trouble, which he's not bad at. I think Duke had some issues today with that middle of the floor defense, and I think that's where Baylor's going to probably try to live. So we'll see how that goes. That's the only real worry I have. I mean, if Duke is hitting on all cylinders, it might not matter what Baylor does. But Edgecombe's athleticism does scare me. That guy can get up. And, it may not result in, 30 points, but it could result in a lot of, interesting things that can happen defensively and offensively.
Right. Yeah.
I think also, not to cut you off, Zion, worth pointing out too, Brian, is like that Baylor does not play a bench very much. I mean, they've got like maybe 7 guys, and again, with Roach sort of being in and out of the lineup in terms of health or his availability to come in, they don't have anybody bigger than 6'7" at this point. Like Omir is like the biggest guy they have. So it is going to be a pure small ball game that we're going to be playing here, which is interesting.
Yeah, so they're going to need to go one-on-one a lot, probably.
As they should. I mean, it's the right thing to do.
Yeah. Omir actually, I saw someone tried to tweet this. I don't know if it was a troll or actual fan that said Omir kills Duke naturally. Omir had his worst game in college. I looked it up. It was his worst game in college against Duke last season. And that front court was Ryan Young and Kyle Filipowski. It's a little bit different now.
Yeah, they're remembering the 2023 game, but yeah, sure, absolutely.
No, that was last year.
No, 2020. I'm saying in 2023, O'Meara.
Oh, okay. Oh,
had some
they
very
were
good. Had some very good.
okay.
efforts
Yeah,
against us.
yeah. They did beat us by 32 years ago, but yeah. But like, I'm not really. I think if Baylor's not hitting outside shots, I think like Russ said, I'm not really worried. They weren't hitting outside shots tonight. 4 of 17 today, I believe. And Duke is gonna make VJ shoot. He hit two threes today, I think. But I think if they're not hitting outside shots, if O'Meara's not stretching the floor, then this matchup bodes really well for Duke.
Lob City
goes back. Yeah, the Lob City.
Definitely Lob City without
Duke
question.
made it clear. I don't think Duke really even. I mean, I'm sure they watched tape on Mount St. Mary's, but I think Shai was just like, we're just gonna spam this short roll. Cooper would come on in the dunker spot and just throw lobs all game, and that's what they did. Like Mount St. Mary's couldn't do anything. You're just too small. I think Baylor kind of provides. Obviously, they're more athletic, but they're very small in the backcourt. VJ Eskim is small himself. No matter what athleticism, whatever you're reading online that says he's 6'5", that's cap. He's like 6'3". He got measured at the Nike Hoop Summit, and I think he got measured at 6'2", and they came back. I think his team got mad. They came back with a revised edition of him being 6'5". Like
he's not beefy. He's not beefy either. Like he's a thin dude. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, matching up size wise, we're still gonna have an overwhelming advantage. And yeah, I think defensively what we bring to the table will disturb them. And obviously I don't think they play defense well enough. But it is March and weird things happen. If Jeremy Roach wants to have a magical game, because I have heard. No, I'm not even going to say nothing. I'm not going to say nothing because I haven't been approved to say anything.
But, I was going to say you can't say I've heard.
Don't. No, because I didn't get the green light. I
know where you're going with it, and don't say it.
No, I didn't get the green light. So no, go ahead, Russ.
Go ahead.
Don't say it.
He threw a lob to me when I was looking the other way down the court. No, we'll be bigger at every position. I also think like this is the sort of thing. I feel like small ball teams, you expect them to be these transition teams, right? These up and down teams, which in theory is the sort of thing that you want to do against Duke. I mean, if you're smaller at every position, you don't want to play against our half court defense. You just don't. Baylor doesn't run. I mean, Baylor plays a really slow tempo this year, 320th in the country in KenPom. That's slower than us. So, I mean, it's going to be a crawl of a game, and I think that really benefits us unless Baylor wants to sprint. But again, I don't know if you've played one way all season, if all of a sudden you're like, yeah, we're gonna go this way instead. I'm trying to even see how many games they've played above 70 possessions. It's not many, and it's usually against teams that wanted to run, which Duke absolutely will not. So
you said yourself they don't have bodies,
and they don't have bodies.
They're
they
not
just
going to
flat out don't have bodies. I think in the same way that O'Meara is going to try to get our big men into foul trouble, if we can get O'Meara into foul trouble, it is curtains exceptionally swiftly. So, attack him in space. He's the fun thing about playing him in theory is he is killer on offense. He's a really, really great offensive player. But on defense, he's not going to get into foul trouble that easily because he's just going to let you go. He sort of knows he can't get into foul trouble, and so he won't bother. So put him into action, right? Over and over and over again. I know that Duke isn't always the exploit a matchup over and over and over again type of team. That's just not really what they do all the time. I mean, this screams to do it. This is begging for it. So I'll be interested to see, especially in those first 4 minutes, how often Duke tries to go at Omier, put him into pick and roll stuff, and see how he responds and if he chooses to defend at all, really.
For sure. I mean, I like the matchup. I think Drew's gonna have his boys ready. He'll have his boys ready. I'm not expecting a complete blowout, by any means, but I do think Duke will pull away in at the end. I mean, it's March, so like I said, anything can happen. But it'll be a fun matchup. It'll be a fun matchup. I think if I had to put a number on it, I think it'll be in the 70s. I think you said it was going to be a high scoring game, Russ. I mean,
I think it'll go over whatever the line is. I don't think it'll. Yeah, I think it'll be a low possession game. I just kind of see it, especially if Baylor is making their shots, then it could become something where the efficiency is pretty high on both ends.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm sure Jeremy will have this. That it didn't leave on a great relationship. I'll say that. I'm pretty sure. Brian Smiley. I know. The same thing. Jeremy Rose didn't leave. With a bouquet of flowers.
I'm not saying nothing to nobody about nothing.
Hey man, I feel like this public information. It wasn't a great separation. So. He has this game marked down. I'm sure he's gonna try. Even though he's coming off the bench, he's gonna try to send a statement.
He may try, but his knee's gonna stay on the bench or in the locker room.
I think too, Jeremy. It works both ways, right? Jeremy's got familiarity with Duke, and where maybe there could be, but like this is also a brand new. In fact, I'm gonna take back what I just said.
Yeah, I'm glad you did.
This is basically a completely new roster from the teams that he played on. They play, they're going to play slow. So, like, in some respects, he knows what sort of stuff John likes to do. But John also is going to know where Jeremy's foibles are, right? Like, you can attack him in pick and roll. You can get by him off the bounce when he has the ball in his hands and he starts dribbling into the paint. He is prone to dribble himself into trouble, right? Especially when
against size.
Yeah, especially with the size, right? So if you play him with some physicality and get into his grill a little bit, you can play him off the floor. And like, again, I don't think Roach can be in the game when Wright is in the game against a team like Duke. We're already bigger at every single position. Right. They're going to need to play that lineup of where like it's Jaden Nunn at the 2, right? Or they put Langston Love there, right, with Edgecombe, Celestine, and Omier. I can't see a lot of minutes with Wright and Wright together unless Duke is going really small too. But Duke going really small, still 6'5", 6'5", and they're going 6'1", 6'1", like $160, $160. Like I don't know, man. I just don't see how that works. Unless, again, they don't want to play defense, which maybe they might just think Duke's going to score. We need to outscore them. That might be a strategic approach that they could employ.
Yeah. I mean, I think the only way I see it, I don't even want to say the only way because, like, it's March and crazy things happen and people come back to this clip and say, oh, yeah, you said this, blah, 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 blah. If they hit shots, if they hit outside shots, it'll be a game. I think
for sure.
If
they don't, it's a blowout.
Correct. Those are the two outcomes, right? Yeah. Where either it's a real close game, because Baylor's hitting, and again, they're top 16 offense in Ken Palm this year. They've got shot makers. They definitely can get downhill and finish at the rim pretty effectively. Omier is absolutely a weapon as that small ball 5 offensively. But the defense, I mean, I think I said this on our tournament show. Ever since Jerome Tang left, Baylor's defense has been kind of dreadful, honestly. It's just been real bad. And some of that is personnel. So maybe I don't want to, give all the credit to Tang when maybe there's something more there. Maybe it's more of a personnel thing, but it is the truth. And we saw last year, lost in round 2 to the 6th seed. We saw the year before, lost in round 2 to the 6th seed. Beating in the tournament those teams that are up a level has been difficult for them in the post title game run, right? They lost in the second round the year after the title was won. So, yeah, I'm sure that the offense is going to be sick. And when the offense is sick, and somebody tweeted, like, if they've got, somebody said they've got 2 pros. Do they have 2 pros? They got a top 5 pick, which is always dangerous.
Rob Wright, I guess, eventually. Not now.
Yeah.
I don't, but like, he's so small. Like, is he a real NBA guy? Like, he's a great basketball player, but there's just a difference.
I think he got a shot. He got a shot.
He could get a cup of coffee. It's possible, right? Like, that's certainly possible. I don't even.
He's still a freshman. He got time.
He does, but so he could grow. Like, I'm not even hating. Like, there are all sorts of sick players who are 6 foot.
It's a different league now.
It's a different league. I mean, like, I was listening to a podcast recently, Sam Vecini's, and they were talking about Donovan Dent, which Duke fans occasionally talk about, and he was saying, like, Donovan Dent this year probably not a realistic draft prospect, because even he, with his athleticism, with everything that he brings to the table, he's what, like 6'2", that's just real hard. Braden Smith, an All-American, small guard, probably not an NBA player, at least not a first-round pick, a guy who definitely, I think we're going to see, in terms of NIL, a lot of guys who are either too small as guards to make it in the league or too slow as big men to make it in the league. And those guys can make like $1 million+ in the portal. Like, they can make a ton of money because they're very, very good basketball players. So that's all I mean about Rob Wright. Not that he is a bad basketball player, but I don't really see him as a first-round draft pick type of guy, maybe ever, unless he explodes. But, like, regardless, they've got a bunch of offensive talent, is my point. And that can always make things a little interesting if Duke goes cold and Baylor goes hot, right? Like, that's always a possibility.
Do they have a backup center? Backup big?
No, they don't. It's Celestine, right? It's, again, they just got to bust out another 6'7" dude.
That's crazy. That is crazy.
I mean, I guess they've got a freshman guy who I've never seen play, a Croatian dude who I cannot recall having ever seen play, who's 6'10" and technically is on the active roster. But outside of that, no, they don't. Yeah. I mean, shout out this dude. He's also a freshman, so, I have no doubt that they'll develop him, but he hadn't played at all. So, yeah, if they get Omier in foul trouble,
that's curtain.
Curtain. Omier commits 4.4 fouls every 40 minutes. So,
yeah, I mean, Duke is going to get to the rim. There's nothing impeding them from not getting to the rim.
It's going to be a lot of...
He'll let it happen. He'll let it happen. Seriously.
Yeah.
I think also there's a bit of gamesmanship in that too, right? Like, hey, if Duke wants to score 2s and we want to shoot 3s, we'll make that trade-off. If we think we're going to make those 3s, we'll give you some of those open 2s, leave Omier on the floor, let us run our actions. Again, Drew is a very smart coach. He's proven. They've got some funky zone things that they can throw to try to every once in a while disrupt what Duke wants to do offensively. I don't think zoning Duke is a good idea generally, but Baylor also runs like some weird, like 1-3, like they don't run a 2-3, right? They do some funky stuff that Duke just hasn't played this year or hasn't faced. So maybe they'll throw some of that at us. I don't know. I think the spread is fair. I like Duke in the game. Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't even say it's a UNC type of game. UNC plays with way more pace.
Yeah, they go up and down. Yeah.
Yeah, and they have a little bit more, I think, scoring from the outside, at least, skill.
They have more size, too. UNC has more size.
And Lubin plays way bigger than his size. Well, Omier does, too, so I won't fully do it.
Isn't Lubin bigger than Omier? Like,
I think they're both 6'7".
They're like both 6'7". Yeah, they have to be both 6'7". Omir's like bigger.
Well, yeah. I thought Lubin was. Yeah, I mean, I could just be wrong.
Yeah, but Who's hurt? Who is hurt? Okay. But yeah, UNC on the curb here, on the brink here of good history, but I'm not trying to jinx it, so knock on wood.
Dude, bro, what are you doing? I swear to God, bro,
They're
Zion is the worst, man. Zion is flat out.
He's
the
so
worst.
janky with it, man.
Bro, y'all don't even know. Zion will text me 4 minutes into a UNC game where they're down 8, and he's like, "UNC in trouble now," or whatever. It's like, I'll be like, "Dude, there's 36 minutes left. We don't need that classic Zion jinx going on, man. It's ridiculous."
Man. Hey man, I'm just saying.
They're already coming back in this game.
I know it's closer now than it was when we started the podcast.
Hey man, I'm just saying what I see here. I'm not taking sides here. UNC is good enough to come back. They might come back, but just saying what I see. But yeah, I don't really have anything else really from this game. Y'all got anything else? This could be a short pod because we got to be back on Sunday.
Russ has needs.
Yeah, I got to get to the bar. Yeah, no, nothing to add. It'll be interesting to see whether the ball. I saw some people talking about how the ball seemed a little bouncy, right? Seemed overinflated.
That was the word.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
They shot the ball really well. No, except for, 3 guys didn't shoot the ball really well.
Well, I was gonna say, really, outside of Tyrese and Caleb, did anybody shoot the ball well?
I mean,
yeah,
not really.
that was 2 of our players went 9 for 12, and then everybody else was like 33% or worse. I guess Man made his 1 3. Neil made his 3, right? So
Harris made 1.
There you go. I mean, like that's the bulk of it right there. Yeah, I think that still favors Duke, because if Baylor's path to winning is making a lot of threes, if they're not making threes because the ball makes it a little harder to make threes, hey man,
it's gonna be a defensive game.
It's going to be a defensive game, which would be absolute nightmare fuel for Baylor. So,
yeah.
I mean, they're not a great shooting team as it is. I mean, they only went 35% from 3 on the year for Baylor.
Yeah.
I feel like they're streaky. I don't know what they've done. They just have games where they completely go off.
Because in conference, they're worse.
Sure.
33.
Yeah, they just got dudes that can go. I don't know.
Jaden Nunn is the only one who has a really good 3-point percentage. Everyone is like solid or subpar.
Yeah, but I think some of that is. I think some of that's like a little deceptive in the sense that they've got a lot of dudes who shoot around like 34, 35%. And so if they just have like 2 of those guys shoot more like 38, 39%, like, if they have 2 more guys shoot 40% in the game instead of 33%, then that's another, 6-9 points in their favor. And then the game is suddenly a lot closer, right? They don't have a lot of dudes out there who are non-shooters. They just have guys who are like okay shooters, all of whom are willing to shoot. And then if they're falling, then stuff can happen, right?
Sure.
But I don't think they have a single guy out there who yeah, I mean, looking at it right now, Omir is their worst shooter at 28%, but we also know from experience that he can make them. And nobody out there shoots worse than that. Like everybody's sort of between 28 and 35%, except for Nunn. And we know Jeremy, theoretically, can shoot better than that, right?
Jeremy will be a 40% 3-point shooter on Sunday.
For sure. You could totally see Edgecombe doing the same thing, right? Yeah, it's going to be a game too. I mean, to the Flagg Edgecombe point, it's going to be a game with a gajillion scouts there. Gajillion scouts are going to be there.
Without a doubt.
To see Flagg, to see Khan, to see Man, to see Edgecombe, maybe some long-term plays for some of the other dudes. So we'll see what dudes play when they know that the house is stacked,
This is a question. Is the matchup Cooper on VJ?
We don't put Cooper on VJ, but they might put VJ on Cooper.
Yeah.
In fact, I'd say it's almost certain that they'll put VJ on Cooper.
Putting VJ on Cooper, not Celestine.
like Cooper's faster than him, I think. Like why not put Celestine on somebody like Sion, right? Somebody who's like not really going to shoot like very often, who's going to try to get downhill. You can put somebody like that on there. I just think Edgecombe, in terms of trying to like get into Cooper's like grill a little bit, bother him, annoy him, like Edgecombe's the most disruptive defender that they have, and if Flagg is our best player, then
It makes sense.
Then it makes sense. Either that, or I mean, maybe if you put Celestine on Flagg, then you put Edgecombe on Khan and just try to like, take Khan completely off the table.
I think you put Edgecombe on Khan.
But then
because
you're really opening the door for Cooper to just get downhill whenever he wants, I think. Like, I think it's better to have Edgecombe out there to try to deny, to try to force turnovers, maybe draw a charge, right? Like, he's got the quickness to do that. He's annoying.
He's the quickest player in that game, period.
But I don't even know if they will put. UNC is coming back. Yikes!
Your fault.
Zion's fault.
I don't know.
Hashtag Zion's fault. Hashtag Zion's fault.
I don't know if they will put Edgecombe on Cooper because Cooper is a lot. Is going to be used in the short roll a lot, and I don't think you're going to waste Edgecombe on Cooper in the short roll because
I worry about Coop's handle against Edgecombe.
I agree.
He can be a little.
I think it's a pure deny play. It's a forced turnovers play. It's a deny play. I mean, if Coop gets momentum going to the hoop and Edgecombe is the only thing in the way, then Cooper's going to score, right? But I think you put Edgecombe on Coop to see if you can prevent Cooper from getting clean catches, from getting clean sort of first dribbles as he's getting downhill. I think you do things that way. That's what I would do. But again, there's also Drew might throw some like 1-3-1 in there. Right? He might do some other things to try to prevent some of that short roll action, some of the more obvious stuff that Duke likes to do. We'll see. We'll see.
But yeah, Ole Miss is blowing it. So let's get off the airs and let me go watch this game. And
burn some sage.
Let me go get some little prayer in. Let me get a little prayer in. Like that dude. Oh my goodness. Nah, USC going crazy. All right, we're out of here. We'll see y'all on Sunday.